planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner sheet.
Well, hello, planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my awesome Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, we've got a flip through of another completed bullet journal. If I can ever get this one out of the cover that I DIY'd in a previous video. I promise this is not that hard, but for some reason for me, it's way easier to put the cover on than it is to take the cover off. And part of it, I think, is just being on camera and not wanting to shake things up and make my camera all blurry, which I did anyway, but that's going to clear up here in just a second. But I'll link that video also so you guys can see how I made this cover for this bullet journal. And this one is a Clever Fox dotted notebook, and I had it from June 2020 until December 31st, 2020. I really did enjoy this bullet journal, and we're going to go ahead and start flipping through it. So here I just decided to use some beautiful paper that I had from a Michaels paper pad for the inside, and I think it turned out really nice with some of the other pages in there. I just glued it all down. And then on the inside left, I decided to just remind myself of some things. Basically, the Bible says to love God first, to love your neighbor as yourself, and to love one another. And so prioritizing my health makes me feel better, which takes care of me, which is loving me so I can help other people. Then, of course, there on the right side, I've got my contact information in case it is ever lost, and a $20 reward. And I doodled this pretty flower on there and also the hearts under the Clever Fox dotted journal. This is my, table of contents. Here on the left is a reference guide. I do use those symbols on the left, except for the note one. I don't think I ever use that. But on the color codes, I never use that. I think I just felt like I should put something there, but I'm not ever doing that again. And then, of course, I've got my topics there on the right. I forgot to put the last page on there for December 2020, but, this is January, so clearly I finished that. And I didn't bother going back and doing a few things because I was heavy into getting ready for the new year, which y'all know that always takes a lot. So as you can see, I never use all these pages for my table of contents. And so when I did my own bullet journal with blank pages that don't have that built in, I don't save all those extra pages. So here on the left was my 2020, just a full calendar. You could see it. It's good to have that to look at. And then on the right, I also had a 2021 because sometimes during the year I need to plan things for the next year. And of course, there wasn't as much room there. So going forward, like I've done in previous years, I will make sure that there's room to really write in things that come up for the next year. And then this is what my future log looks like when it's worked, y'all. When I have been planning and scheduling and rescheduling and changing my mind, that's what it really looks like. And then here on the left was my vision, mission, and slogan and focus areas for my goals as a person in 2020. My word was liberty, and my verse was 2 Corinthians 3:16 through 17. And then, of course, I have my vision, mission, and slogan for me as a businesswoman on the other side. And then my activities that correspond with what I wanted to accomplish or what I wanted to focus on and pay attention to in 2020. And then as we turn the page, we'll get to see how my goals turned out. And sometimes, again, getting ready for the new year, I didn't write a couple of things down, but you can kind of tell how things turned out. So my goal for yoga was to do it at least 3 times a week and to walk or ride my bike mostly. But then we moved and I didn't really have a place for a bike anymore. So I focused more on the yoga and being as consistent as I could be on that. I got really ill all of February and March, and then we bought a house in July, and that's totally fine. I didn't even worry about track in July, but I did pretty well, and I decided that I wanted to start doing yoga 5 times a week, which was my goal for this year. So for 2021, my health, my sleep, I did average about 7.8 hours a night, which was good, but here for the new year, I decided to focus on going to bed and getting up at the same time every day. Financial, we sold our house in Oklahoma, bought a new house like we intended. Because of COVID, we really couldn't do any changes in planning for investment and estate planning. We didn't get to go travel anywhere. We had all these trips and we didn't get to go anywhere but because of COVID. But I was only planning on teaching one CR lesson. I don't know why I was thinking I would just teach one lesson for Celebrate Recovery, but I wound up teaching 6, which is awesome. And I was supposed to give my testimony, but I wasn't quite ready, so I actually just gave it in January of 2021. And then on the business goals, I wanted to have, 13, 14, 15 Patreon members by the end of the year. I made it to 12. So, that was pretty good. You're not always going to reach your goals exactly the way you want, but having them and reaching toward them definitely gets you closer to them. So that was a blessing. And then when we turn the page, that sticky just had the names, but you guys see those names in every video because I have them on my thank you page for my Patreon members. And then here on the other side, you can see my social media goals for Instagram. I wanted to be at 1135 and I was at 1119. That was close. Twitter has gone down. I'm not active enough on that. So I was supposed to be at 600. I actually lost like 33. My Facebook, the Organized Planner Chic, I wanted to be the combined at 670 and it's at 736 at the end of the year. Yay! The Organized Planner Chic crew, I wanted to be at 130 and I made it to 177. Yay! Facebook Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ was just short at 17 instead of 20. No biggie. But I reached my YouTube sub goals at 3,450. I exceeded my watch time hours in a 12-month period. I exceeded it by 1,273. Yes, so 7,273. And I averaged around 443 for my watch time minutes. I wanted the average to be 5, but that's okay. It was close. So praise God. That's how my goals turned out for 2020. Then my car maintenance. That's what I have done. I did get something done in December that I need to write down. It's in. I'm going to be writing it down in my 2021 planner, but I'm getting ready to get some more maintenance done. So I'll make sure and check with my person who takes care of my car. And then here on the wish list, I had a lot of things. Most of the things that I wanted or needed, I got. There were a few things that I thought I needed and decided that I didn't. And then I just have a little bit left to carry over to the new year. So yeah, that worked out pretty well. I tried to track what I thought I needed and really evaluated what I discovered I really didn't need. So I think that worked out, and I think that's a really helpful spread to have, especially planning with your finances. I wound up really not needing this master task list. There was one thing on there about finding out about reporting my sales tax. I actually did that here in January for Patreon, so that's done, but it was still on that list because I hadn't done it yet. So then we come into my monthly spread. So we've got June there. I doodled on some sticker paper those flowers and then colored them in with Tombows and then stuck them on the page. But then everything on the right side is my original art from my Patreon free principle that I created, and I printed it on some cheap Walmart sticker paper and put it on there. This is my June calendar. So at that time, I was printing 2 calendars, one for my regular life, or not, non-working life on the left, and then my Patreon. Actually, I think I had YouTube maybe on the left too, and Patreon principle for the calendar I was printing for them, making for them, and I was using both calendars. I'm not doing that now. And then I always have every month my to-do this month spread, and this is life for me, you guys. This is how I get things done, is by deciding what I'm going to do this month and then scheduling for what I'm going to do based on that for the week and keeping my commitments. It really makes a huge difference for me. And then these are my weekly. Oh, actually, did I pass my thank you? I think I passed my gratitude. I don't know, but there was a gratitude spread after that, and it was actually full through the whole end of the month. I was not good at keeping up with that. I do thank God every day in my prayers in the morning and throughout the day. But I just decided to stop trying to worry about filling that out because I wasn't keeping up with it. So these stickers were all ones I created. Not all of them. Let me see, all of the, yeah, actually all those stickers I think were ones that I created. But then this, no, the ones at the bottom of the bathing suits and stuff I did not. But there you see the Black Lives Matter. That was free from someone on Instagram. I was creating a monthly calendar at the beginning of every week back then as well. And I was practicing just reviewing some of my Spanish, but not really in a fruitful way because it was a bunch of stuff that I already know. Because if you don't know, I had it in high school and college and earned a minor when I got my bachelor's degree and spoke it at a Spanish speaking church for years and all that good stuff. But I got away from it for a long time. And I was trying to dabble and practice, but I wasn't consistent. So this is how my weekly spreads were kind of consistently looking at this time. The way it's kind of had this block form. And I did really enjoy that. I'm just one of those people who gets bored easy and I have to change it up. I had, as you can see, I had some vertical Dutch doors, and sometimes it was sort of a half page of a Dutch door because I would mess up on half a page and cut it out. I hate wasting pages though. But this was really fun. It was really consistent. At the bottom, I was tracking all of my posts to social media, but that just got too cumbersome for me. So eventually I stopped doing that. I don't remember if I stopped doing it at what point. I guess we'll see here in a little bit that I stopped doing that and stopped really doing the Spanish the way I was doing it. I was also doing, on one side, I was doing my Bible study breakdown details, and then I was from the sermon notes at church, and then I was doing my Spanish on the other side, and then I just changed the format for all of that. I love putting textured things in my bullet journal and in my journals. They just are, it's just fun to me. And so here you see some of my original art as well, both of those journaling cards with the sunglasses at the top and then the left side, and then the one with the fruit. Those were journaling cards I made. July spread there. So here we have my to-dos for that month as well. Of course, I went with red, white, and blue theme for that month. And there you see where I was not keeping up with this gratitude spread. So I think maybe I tried it another month or two, and then I was like, you know, why am I doing this? This is my bullet journal. I thank God every day, all throughout the day. I don't have to write it down. Now I do in my prayer journal, I do record when God answers any prayer. I write my prayers down in my prayer journal, and I write down when he answers, even when he says no. And so here you can see that there are weeks where it was just a lot going on, and so I didn't put that much in there. This is one of my favorite monthly title pages or title spreads for August. I love how this turned out. I just used a bowl to draw the circle, and I wrote August in there. I did all that with Tombow dual brush pens and with Tombow mono drawing pens, and it just turned out so nice. And so here I printed out a free printable, and it had like regular plain calendar for one, and then it was like 2-page printable, or maybe 3, and then it had a page that had holidays, and it was, I shouldn't have done that, honestly. It was triple effort because then I also had this calendar for Patreon, which is my original art. All of those Patreon ones that you see were using my original art from the printables that I created for them, and it worked. I mean, I did use them. I did not use the holiday one because I just didn't, so I didn't really need it. But one calendar is really enough. That's what I'm doing now. So there you can see I only did half of a month of writing the gratitude spread. I really like this spread for some reason. I think it's just the big letters. I don't know. I love that little camper, or whatever you call that, van. I do like that. So most of the stickers throughout this bullet journal, the ones with the ladies, are from Capital Chic Designs. There's some that are from Plan to Blossom, and then the rest are either stickers that I created from my original art or are from Dollar Tree, y'all, because Dollar Tree has super stepped it up, y'all. Okay, so here all of these leaves and everything are from my original art. You'll see them throughout the month of September. I created them either previously when I had an Etsy shop or for my Patreon members. This is my original art around the calendar as well for a printable I created for my Patreon members. And then that calendar is when I started combining everything. So for my members, I just had what was I had to do, or what I commit to do for them as Patreon members. But when I printed my version, I added all the other personal stuff from my life and business and everything. And so yeah, all these different leaves that you see in here are my original art that I printed on the Walmart sticker paper, because I ran out of my good quality sticker paper and I have not bought any. So this big blue leaf as well, and this leaf with the kind of orangish red, it's my original art. And then just a bunch of Dollar Tree stickers there. And oh, and all the owl stickers. Oh, I love owls. If you did not know, I am an owl person. Oh my goodness. I just think they are incredible, confident, fierce creatures, almost like eagles, but eagles are kind of scary. Like they look like that they're telling you, look, I'm king. Don't forget it. Keep your distance. I think owls sort of look like that in a way too, but I'm just less concerned with them. I don't know, but I do really think owls are beautiful. I love to draw for October. I love to draw pumpkin doodles. So yeah, of course you see a lot in this month. And this again was my original art for a printable for Patreon, and I created the calendar for them and for me for that month, and lots of pumpkin doodles all throughout this. And yeah, half of a gratitude again. So I think that was the last month, because November is always so busy for me that I don't do that much in my pages. And it's not because, and I know we're not even at November yet, but it's only a couple of pages, so I might as well talk about it now. But that's why I'm always getting my house together for Christmas and doing a ton of DIYs for the season. So yeah, you see there's some weeks where I did more activity on my daily spreads and some where I didn't have as much. Plus I went to the hospital October 13th, if you're not aware, and that just ruined things. I was sick for a while, so I still got to get some more tests done, but God is in control. So, and then I did some little black and white that I liked too. Now that was November. I do like this title page, just really simple. I used stencil for the letters and my Tombow dual brush pens, and then I had the calendar, and that was it. I just did my life in November from that calendar, which you can do. Because yeah, life happens. So here's my December. That was my original art on the right that I printed on some cheap sticker paper from Walmart that did not come out beautiful at all, because the original art is so colorful. And you can check out some of my Christmas videos where you can see from Vlogmas that I had it printed on 100-pound gloss there at FedEx office and gave it as gifts, and it's beautiful. It looks you can't tell the difference between the original and the prints from there, so check them out. And there at the bottom of that page was a little Santa stamp from a card that I got in the mail for Christmas. So save those and you can use those to journal with. So then here in the middle of the to-do this month is part of that original art that I did for my Patreon members, and then I also printed it here, a couple of stickers for Mary and Joseph, and then the baby Jesus up there on the left. And then I doodled, of course, this green tree and all of the little ornaments, and I used some different stickers from Hobby Lobby. And I think all of these weekly pages in December turned out so beautiful. I just really had fun with them. So I doodled these two big Christmas gifts, wrapped gifts at the top left and bottom right, and all of the little Christmas trees. And I used a combination of stickers from Hobby Lobby and from Dollar Tree. So the Dollar Tree stickers, and the same thing here, I doodled the bells. The Dollar Tree stickers that have different things like Santa Claus and snowmen and all that, they were actually those stickers that you put on gifts for to and from, and I just fussy cut around the words so I wouldn't have to and from on there. Yeah. So here at the bottom was our Christmas dinner menu, and all the other paragraphs were lyrics from Christmas songs that I sang at Celebrate Recovery, which my husband and I are the ministry leaders for that. I sang those songs for our Christmas party, and I just needed the lyrics in front of me. And then this, to draw the ornament, I cut out of a Dollar Tree Christmas card the shape of an ornament that was on there, and then I just traced that to make the shape of these ornaments. And then I used my Tombow dual brush pens and my stickers from Hobby Lobby and from Dollar Tree, and I think it is fabulous. I love this so much. It's my favorite spread. And that is it, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the flip through of my previous bullet journal, and I have tons of other bullet journals that I've completed that I will put across the screen if it hasn't already happened in this video. And thank you guys so much for joining me. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share and comment. It really helps my channel a lot. You can check me out on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures. I have 2 Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and there we do giveaways and try to stay in touch just about every day with all different types of posts. And then the local group is called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. We normally meet in person once a month, but because of COVID, we have not been able to do that. And so we're just staying in touch on Facebook. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, everyone, happy planning.